Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. We got a relaxing video for you this morning. It's 8 o'clock here in Vancouver, Canada. And as you know, I've been power cycling on my systems, digging out the oldies, and hooking them up. So we're gonna get into this one. This is known as an ASUS. It says on it that it's a model K53E, but on the bottom it calls it an X53E. So whatever. You got yourself a bent. You got a crack there, chipped off vent fin there, but whatever. We got a really finicky, and I'm not going to touch it, power supply or power port. I got to fix it. I'm going to have to take it apart, use a little touch of solder to fix it. I've done it before with other ones. We got our networking port. We got ourselves a VGA, HDMI, and one USB. Swinging around the front, we got some indicator lights, and around the corner here, audio, a couple of USB, and an optical drive, and of course the ubiquitous Kensington lock. This thing has a very nice, feels like it's like aluminum or something, the surface. It's quite nice, holds up really well. This is one of the more kind of like premium versions of this laptop. I also notice it has an i7 and it shipped with Windows 7, so that's what we'll be running on it. And we can get right into some of the specs of this thing. So what do we see here? We've got, yes, this Core i7 2670, and it's a quad core, so that is kind of nice. It's got 6 gigabytes of RAM, running a 64-bit system, so you can actually use it. And if we go over to look at the Windows experience, we've got some pretty good scores, considering like the maximum score is 7.9. Yeah, not bad at all. So it'll be interesting to see how this thing does with the old Nova bench. So we'll be getting into that in a second. All right. I always like to look at the drivers to make sure everything's clear. And I don't see anything weird, but I do see here a nice 8 cores being picked up, 4, and then of course hyperthreaded, so pretty sweet. Let's see how that works out. So let's get into some basic info on it. There is all the information you need to know about that processor. And we're gonna go motherboard. There's the info there. 2011 is the BIOS date, and I believe this is a 2011 system. We got 6 DDR3, 6 gigs dual. It has 2 sticks of 1 for Alpida, and that's from 2011. Let's see what this one is. 2011 as well. And this one is 2, and it's a Samsung. Running both the same frequencies. Yep, so we're good. So it's running 667. Let's take a look at yep, and it's running at pretty much what you'd want it to be running at, so very good. Graphics, we got, the old integrated HD Graphics 3000, Sandy Bridge ones, and it's reporting this amount of memory. We'll see more detail down here. So this is where I usually like to look at. So it gives you a little bit more info. So the actual dedicated video memory is 192 with a shared amount of 1.5 gig, giving you 1760 megabytes total. And the actual screen native resolution is 1366 by 768. Not bad at all. I like that. Those dimensions, easy to work with. Things are easy to see, and it's a pretty decent size monitor. All right, there's your, oh, that's our over bench. There is one issue here I'm seeing. The hard drive is a Toshiba with not too bad, 275, 200, less than a year, obviously. Not too bad as far as the length of time it's been running, but it is reporting a reallocated sector count. It is fairly common. It doesn't necessarily mean that the drive is about to die, but it is always an indicator that it is starting to show some signs of wear and concern. So anyway, at this point it's running, so that is fine with me. I'll live with it for now. All right, so here we go. There's sort of our summary and some temps. So the temps are fine. 43 is a little warm. I might, when I take it apart to fix the power port, I'll also obviously look at the fan and clean that out, make sure there's nothing in the fan area that's blocking the vents, and make sure that's all cleaned up before I put it back together. But yeah, oh yeah, it's dropping too. All right, whatever. So it's fine. It's pretty fun. It's fine. It's fine. I love the quad core thing though. I'm interested to see how that performs. So let's do this thing. Give this thing a shot. Let's see what we're looking at here. So I hope you're having a good morning. I thought just before I get underway with my real work, I was power cycling the system. One of the many of my systems. Oh yeah, yeah, okay, so not spectacular graphics, but certainly decent. Yeah, decent enough. All right, let's take a look at the final results. Ooh, 904. That's a high score. So clearly, it's all about the CPU in this thing. That is a lot of CPU power. 904. Wow. Yeah, and everything else is scoring pretty well. Even the hard drive actually got a decent score. It's just that the graphics are kind of like the weak point, but that's typical of these Intel systems, isn't it? I mean, weak point 97 frames per second is fine. I mean, it's more for people who are really into the gaming thing. Why you'd be doing that on a laptop, really, I don't know. I think you could just do much better with a desktop if you're really that gamey. What are you gonna take your games out to a coffee shop and play them? I don't know. That's me. Maybe I'm atypical of the standard user of one of these systems. But anyway, this is of course one of these things I picked up at the thrift store way back in the day. And yeah, I don't think, let's just close that. There we go. Yeah, I mean, I don't think, yeah, these things, they tend to show up. I don't know what it is about ASUS systems, but they tend to show up at my thrift store. And I picked up, I think I've got 6 of them or something, of different types. They're very similar though. They all have sort of a standard look to them. The higher end ones have this sort of like aluminum sort of top to the keyboard, and or keyboard rest, and then the other ones are like more plasticky. But they all are, really decent, early 2010s systems. And I find like some of them have like they're higher end. This one's definitely higher end with the processor it has, and some of them are kind of like really econo type systems, but all of them seem to work. I haven't seemed to have a lot of problems with them, other than this is a common problem. I fixed another one with the same problem. It's the back of the port. There's a center plug, center part to the plug, and it separates from the back here. So you just put a dab of solder on there and just make sure you're not shorting it out, and it works. It just fixes it and it doesn't break again. So if you're obviously gentle with it, but it is definitely a weak point with this system. So I would say that this is like kind of a factory flaw, you could say. So anyway, guys, that is going to be it for this video. Thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.